First check. Then the prize. They are loving comment because they feel it's vindication.
That's exactly what it is, vindication for them.
You had one check for $200,000, and now
Just coming.
That first look.
right.
Have a change.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, the presentation.
Welcome back to GZ Sports. Thank you for tuning in. I'm your host, Fry, and we also have Jackson Bryan here with us. Uh, he may have gone to shops, but thank you for watching. Firstly, want to big up to the DaCosta Cup champions. They won $250,000. You know, millions, right? And yes, he's come back from the shops. Let me start the intro over again. GZ Sports. Welcome to GZ Sports. I'm your host, Fry, and this is Jackson Bryan. Introduce yourself.
Bro, I have no idea what happened. Like the video ended and then my screen just said something went wrong, kicked me off of the browser. I had to go inside to check just to make sure Flow ain't doing any shady shit anymore. Ah, bro. Yeah, I have no
Flow,
idea
Flow
what's going
strikes
on.
again. Flow strikes again.
It's not them. I'll give them that one. It's probably just my laptop. It's a new one. I'm not
Okay.
used to it.
Yes, so the DaCosta Cup champions won $250,000. That split 11 ways, probably like 2-5 each, but it's still something. It's still something. Uh, and I'm grateful for them. Thank you for everybody who won. They did a good job.
Mm.
All right. So the first thing we want to talk about is Nemanja Matic. He parts the curtain into the Manchester United dressing room and talks about the squad. He talks about the fact that Sancho and Pogba was always late to meetings, to training at the club, and it's very interesting that a very seasoned veteran in football, Nemanja Matic, comes out and says that about the players. It's an interesting point, and it gives some insight into for the fans to view how the players behave, especially with the Sancho situation that we're dealing with right now. Yeah. Uh, so Pogba, I think he's not even playing football right now. I think he has like a 6 year ban
It's
for
not six.
it's not
I think
six.
yeah, it's not six. He was supposed to be banned 2 years initially, but now you're hearing that he will be getting a 4 year ban now. So basically, his
Okay.
career is over.
Yeah, which is sad to witness because he's definitely a world class talent on his day for sure. I think that's a fact, but it's sad. Yeah, Sancho situation. It I think everyone's forgotten about him,
Yeah,
and yeah, so that is also neither here nor there. Um, but I want to hear your opinion on what Nemanja Matic said about the club and the players.
yeah. I mean, what Matic said is a very dark insight to what we sort of already did know. The bad, toxic vibes within the dressing room, people not turning up on time, and a lackadaisical approach by former managers and etc. Um, but if I can remember it correctly, Matic said that it wasn't just those two, but there were a number of players that constantly were late, on a regular basis. Okay, so Matic was there with some other senior players. I won't mention them, but they constantly saw others coming in later and later and later until they even did an attendance thing where when you're late, you have to drop some money, and I think Matthew said they raised about £75,000, I need to know how much they started at to get some context, because if that's like £10 every training session, then god damn it, man. But yeah, it's bad to see. And look, we see what's going on with Pogba's career right now. Is it catching up to him? And with Sancho, well, Eric did say it was a training issue. Now we hear Matic say, well, he was one of them where I was always late, and that Matic hasn't played for United since 2021, if I'm not mistaken. So nearly 3 years, and it's the same thing on. I think it's good that Matic spoke. I think it's also bad that Matic spoke, because there are people are going to say, oh, Matic shouldn't have said this, things should be kept in the dressing room. But what Matic also said, he made an allusion to when he was at Chelsea, and he said people were never late, they were always on time, dressed correctly, etc. They were professional. But United players, they were just, this is my words, not him, but they were just boys, not men.
Wow. That says a lot, especially where the club is right now, where consistency is definitely an issue. You have good performances here and then bad performance there, probably more often than not. Despite somehow Eric Ten Hag and the King Harry Maguire winning player of the month and manager of the month respectively. So it's crazy. There's the highs of the highs and the lows of the lows of the club, and it tying back to discipline of the players it speaks volumes. We're gonna sticking with Manchester United. Should Eric Ten Hag be backed, or is it already time to move on since he spent over 450 million? You get me? I want to hear what you think. I already know what you're gonna say, or I have an idea what you're gonna say, right? But you can go ahead and let the people know.
Listen, yes, I think Eric should still be backed. What I don't get, and I said this to some people in a group yesterday, and I said, since Fergie's been retired, we have not had one manager do 3 years. Moyes got 9 months. Van Gaal got 2 years maybe. Jose the same, Solskjaer 2.5. No, you want to sack Eric in 18 months. I just don't see it happening. I wouldn't like for it to happen at this point in time, because it's just a cycle continuing. When you look at the team is not really filled with winners. I mean, Eric came to this club and gave most of them the first ever trophies. I mean, I know he gave Harry one, he gave Weghorst one, well, not really McTominay, but you know what I'm saying. There's not many winners in the team. And with this guy, he gave them a trophy within 4 years or so, 4 months, which is 6 months actually. I'm really out of this. Which is very good. And in terms of the money spent, I mean, what money? I mean, 450 million is peanuts nowadays. That's probably 2 Mbappes at most. Right? It's not money, right? Spending it, he didn't spend it. He told people to buy this person, and they ended up spending that amount of money. So I can't put the spending on him. But I think Eric should still be back 100%.
And an opinion like that is why you're the executive producer. That is a brilliant opinion, and it deserves applause, right or wrong, applause, because a lot of Manchester United fans' brains are made out of peanuts, as you said before. They don't have sensible opinions. And after that, Savage, he came back from the shops. He finished purchases, his half a bread and stuff. I hope he ate a very good, I hope he ate a very good supper. Savage, thank you for joining us. We were just talking about if Eric should be backed, right? Or is it time to move on from him? I want to hear what you think about Eric and his performance so far.
All right. Fair. So firstly, good afternoon, guys. I'm back from the dead, as you can probably tell. Shit. Eric Ten Hag. Money. It's good to be here, firstly. Like, that's all I'm going to say. Secondly, Eric Ten Hag. Where do I start? The United fans can be described in 3 ways. Yeah, 3 ways. 1, ungrateful. 2, as Andrew rightfully said, peanut brain. And 3, just y'all are proving Liverpool right by the day. Because how can the best manager that we've had, certainly top 2 up there, right after Ole? Yes, I still consider Ole the best manager we've had post Fergus. I won't change my opinion. How can we stack the man when the players have been, some of these players have seen 4 managers being sacked? I think I think it's about time we try something new. We will not, and I repeat, we will not attract any top coach. We will not. We will not attract, not even Andrew, not even Fry himself would have taken the job,
That's
right?
true. That's true.
You get me? And we're United fans through and through.
And I'm
I
qualified for the. Just so you know, I can do the job, but I don't want to do the job. Yes.
You have the certification now. Good
Yes,
job,
I
when
do.
you never tell anybody.
No, but for real though, on a real note, Eric Ten Hag has done amazingly so far. I will not be one of those hypocrites that are reactionary. Eric Ten Hag has done well, and he will continue to do well. This loss, it's not really on him. I don't blame him. I'm not blaming him. We need new players. He should be back through and through. I have approximately about €5 in my bank account. You guys can have that. Hope it helps Mbappe next year. But this is where United fans should chip in. We can't chip in with money. We mustn't give the Glazers money, but we must support and back the manager. And that's just where I fully stand on the matter. Ten Hag, in all of his bald wisdom, has to get the backing from me.
Yeah, Fry, not Fry, Sav, if you don't mind, when you say the results not on him. Look, I'm not against Eric, but yesterday he did make some questionable calls because when you see Dominic Solanke giving it to your defense, you know something's wrong, right? And then Philip Billing came on, he's about 9 foot tall. You're gonna have him against Luke Shaw. You're having a laugh. He could have made the change just like he did at halftime against Chelsea, where he put on Reguilon for Lindelof to keep the pace from in behind as a non-threat. I mean, he could have taken Shaw, or he could have taken Reguilon off, put that on, and happy days. Probably they still score. Probably will still lose, but it's not. You can still do it and try and see if that works. And then starting Martial. I don't know where to go with that. Actually, I genuinely don't know where to go with that because the loudest roar I've heard in Old Trafford this season was when the announcer says, "Coming off the pitch, number 9, Anthony Martial." I was like, "No, that's it. Yep, your career's over. Leave." But yeah, there are tactical mistakes that he did make, and I get what you're saying.
Yeah, it looked like.
Result on him.
Yeah, Jackson, it looked like the Matrix is trying to stop you.
Censorship, Chinese censorship, guys.
Yeah, yeah, Xi Jinping or whatever his name is trying to censor your impeccable. Yeah, you keep glitching out and in every now and then for some reason.
No, but for real though,
I'm seeing
I
it
agree
on
with
my
you.
end. I have no
You
idea
could have
what's
done
going
more.
on right now.
But that was our game to lose, though. That was our game to lose. We were like Arsenal.
Give me one
We
sec,
feel like
guys.
we should have gotten
Keep
more when
doing
we
what
did
you're
not play well. We didn't play well at all. We had no fire. The first 3 minutes of the game were the most lively I've seen us play all season, and then bam, Dominic Solanke making us look like making player of the month. Well, Maguire didn't really do anything wrong there. I think the man on the wing was beaten away too easily, and yeah, I'm not blaming Ten Hag though. Even the tactical, the only thing I wish he would have done was to put on youngsters. That match was already lost. There's no way we score 4 goals with the form that we're in. I think that what we should have done is just put on some youngsters, give them some minutes, give them some go aheads. It's not like they can do anything wrong anymore to make it any much worse.
Yeah, I
That's
also want to add that the forwards, the front three are out of form really, and it really says something when the big
Not
man
really, they're not good.
Mick Sauce has to step up to the plate and carry Manchester United on his back. It's really crazy, especially with what we've been through with him and McFred in the midfield. So it's I think with a little bit more patience and probably a certain Rashford getting back in form, you see better performances.
No.
Uh,
I think we see
If it
better
was,
performances with Curtin Rashford gone. I don't
wow.
know. Again.
bro, if it was up to me, Rashford would be on the first plane to Paris and Garnacho would have the 7 on his back. I've said this multiple times. The best Man United 11 when fully fit includes no English players. No Maguire, no Rashford, no Wan-Bissaka, none of them.
Wait, no. Come on. Maguire has been studied. Let's be
Horrible,
completely real.
horrible.
When fully fit, he does not displace Rafael Varane. No, if you're
But
look, you're
but
talking
he does
nowadays,
displace
right now,
Lindelof.
right now,
But he does
Rafael
displace
Varane is not
Lindelof.
fully fit because he's had a back injury in a few days. So technically, he's not fully fit.
Yeah,
But
but
if the
who
pitch
else?
is fully fit,
It's no. I know he doesn't displace Varane, but surely he displaces Victor Lindelof. Surely, and
there's
Lindelof
only
is the
two.
next best option we have.
No, I'm saying when full fit, and we've seen Eric likes this balance thing. You know, if it's not Luke Shaw here, it's Johnny Evans. He does not want to play Maguire and Varane together because he wants to keep balance. So it's one or the other. So when fully fit, only one player is undroppable, and that's Lisandro Martinez. Unless we're buying
That is
it.
facts. That is
What
facts.
happened to him? Is bro alive?
So he broke his leg,
Wow.
and the doctors fucked up the surgery, and it got worse. So he's out.
I can bet those
Damn.
doctors were City fans or something like that. That's
There
probably
were certain Liverpool fans. We're not to City anymore.
I can tell you this. It's the same thing that happened to Malasia. He did a surgery, then they checked it out. He was training at the first week in November, and then we just never saw him again. And from club sources, they said, yeah, that surgery was botched. They have to do it again.
wow.
So he's out till next year.
Well, if they follow in Luke Shaw's footsteps, they'll recover very brilliantly after the surgery. So I have hope.
And then
Because
get a cricket injury after again.
Luke Shaw got a career-ending injury and bounce back somehow. So I guess it can happen for anybody else. Yeah. Moving on, because Manchester United, we don't want to talk about them no more. It's sad. Newcastle are in a problem. Back to heavy to Everton and Tottenham, and a goalkeeper problem. Nick Pope, I think, is injured. Dislocated shoulder. Interesting. Yeah, so they need a keeper, and Newcastle is just in the mud right now. In the mud.
Morris,
They're not
Yeah.
using Carrier. Not using Carriers, bro. They're not going to.
Well, they have no choice. It's either carry us
They
or
do
you
have
chop
a
good
choice.
and give Anderson goal.
They do have a choice. It's called Martin Dubravka. I know he's conceded 7 in the last 4 days, but he's the best option, and that's saying a lot.
Yes, 7 with no own goals. Just keep that in mind. Just keep that in mind, because Karius, he has a tendency to do that.
Nah, Karius played well the last time they gave him a run against Manchester United in the cup. He did play really well. He did really play well. And Karius, man, he needs a chance. Loris Karius is a wonderful German. I'm sure he's a wonderful person. He played for Liverpool. He's played in a Champions League final, which is and he's the reason why they lost, but he still played in the Champions League final.
Still play.
Right?
Mhm.
And Martin Dubravka has not been up to scratch. At least give the man a chance. If he fails now, when he desperately need him and he fails now, then sure, I understand if you don't play him again. But it's what would have happened to us if we decided to drop Maguire completely. We would have been way worse off now in the league that we are than we actually could have been. I think that's an issue, right? Loris Karius has good qualities as a goalkeeper. He's really quick to get down. He might have the football IQ of a wet sausage, but is it better than what Dubravka has? And that's the question. If he's a wet sausage, then Dubravka for me is a wet soggy sausage. It just doesn't work.
Sausages are usually wet. I don't think you have to describe them as wet
Hello.
sausages. That just makes it weird.
You need
There's
to
no
stop
such
with
thing
the
as a
food
dry
thing, bro.
sausage. That is so.
I'm not referring to our Vienna sausages. I'm referring to like the actual like sausages like that we find in the United States or in Germany, like Frankfurters,
Like
those sort of stuff.
bratwurst.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, but for real though, on a real level, give Karius a chance. You have nothing to lose except for points. Like,
Wow. Great. Get him in. Get him in. Great speech.
now you got nothing to lose except for points, bro. And even if we know the quality that he's guaranteed to have, right? Sure, he's made mistakes. Who hasn't? But it's how you bounce back from your mistakes that makes or breaks you.
And it's funny how
You
you
know,
say that
after that,
because Harry Maguire has definitely had a horrible, I don't know, 18 months, and he's somehow brought back his performance to something respectable. So
Yeah.
it's interesting.
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly.
If a certain Jaden Sancho knew that mentality, he'd probably be playing right now. I
Yeah.
mean, look, went from starting or only playing 8 Premier League games to now undroppable. That's just work, bro. You just have to work on it.
Yeah, respect to Maguire. I never thought I would say that after what he's done. But yeah.
I've
Uh,
always respected Maguire.
I respect him as well.
Yeah, guys, we
He
need, we
plays
need to
brilliantly
stick to this
for
Newcastle
England.
thing right now. We're sidetracking very hardly.
Okay, all right, done. Yeah, up the England, up England. It's coming home. All right, moving on. Moving on. We can also talk about De Gea. De Gea is a free agent. If you want to talk about that, or we can just breeze through. Uh,
Yeah, no, De Gea is actually a possible target for Newcastle. Because they don't have a keeper. They don't really well. Eddie Howe trusts Dubravka, but no one above Eddie Howe or works with him actually does. So yeah, they're definitely going to probably need a goalkeeper. Um, De Gea has been mentioned. He's a free agent. The only free agent I've ever seen that's not really fussed about getting a job. Very weird. But
he's
living off
rich.
pension.
He's rich.
Living off United pension. Yeah.
Yeah.
Living off United pension. Yeah, another
Uh,
problem. But yeah, no, he has been mentioned as an option. I think it would be very weird to see him playing for Newcastle. I think when we do play them at Old Trafford, it's gonna be a hell of a problem because if that game doesn't end 0-0, it's gonna be an issue. If we score against De Gea, you're gonna have people saying, we were right to get rid of him. But even if we beat Newcastle 2-1, they're gonna say, well, De Gea would have saved what Onana let in. And it's just gonna be that. So the game has to end 0-0.
Now
But
you
no,
know what?
I think he'll be a good signing for them though.
mm.
Perfect.
Yeah, I second that because my guy De Gea has traditionally been one of the best keepers in Premier League history. Without a job, you can keep him for a year, depending on how long, or on a short-term contract, just a year or so, and then he can decide what to do after that if you want to renew him. You don't really lose a lot, right? Because Newcastle, if you look at your wage budget and what you have to offer, you can more than offer the man uh, 2 box of crackers and 500,000 a week. Like, it's
What?
nothing too bad. It's
500.
nothing too bad, guys.
FFP,
Yeah,
bro.
you know, yeah, y'all are made of oil, so it's cool. Y'all can afford it. But no, on a real though, they should be able to get the on a short-term contract, no? And
I-
for a fraction of what United was paying him at that, considering that he will be first choice only for a short period of time. Or
mm.
do you guys not think he's willing to only settle for a first choice spot for only a short period of time?
I think
Well, he
they are.
rejected Bayern for that.
Go ahead.
He rejected Bayern for that. They told him to only be first choice until Neuer came back. So maybe not. Right.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I was thinking about the wages as well because he's used to a certain type of wages, uh, millions upon millions. So if I don't think Newcastle, even though they have the oil money, the oil sheiks back in the club, I don't think bringing in there and him being the highest paid player on the team compared to everybody else who would really be right. And the hair wants big money. That's what I think. Moving on, yeah. Schoolboy football. Hey, schoolboy. All right, so the Manning Cup champions and the DaCosta Cup champions have been crowned. Mona High backed by the impeccable Craig Butler and also CC Clarendon College. Did you guys pay attention to the highlights or watch a match? I want to hear what you guys think about it. What you think about the millions that they win? I think they win $250,000 and that split up across 11 players. So you know, say 2-5, everybody get. So yeah. So they didn't win millions, but you know, it's the thought that counts, I guess, probably.
I said it. I believe I did after they lost the Champions Cup against Glenmuir. I was like, they will come back and they will win because they have been the best team from that area. It's like a Real Madrid versus an Atletico Madrid. Every once in a while, they have Atletico beat them, but Real Madrid has traditionally dominated. I did not expect that scoreline though. That scoreline was wild. When I was just there, and I saw 4-0 after 30 minutes, I'm like, my phone's glitching again. There's something wrong with my device again. And I was thinking of changing it. And then I actually realized that it was 4-0. And I tuned in and I saw the play. Let me say this. Clarendon actually played with tactic. And that's really something you see in Jamaican football. You normally see them hoof it up the pitch, which is what our national team does.
Not
Honestly,
anymore.
and amazing.
Anymore. There's some football, but continue.
When Demari Gray plays.
Even the Mario plays, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, you're talking about CC tactics.
Yeah, they have a really intricate tactician on their part, on the team. Really and truly, amazing result. Well done. Well done. Mona High, what can I say? Really and truly, it's Craig Butler. What else did we expect? That guy would have rigged the final anyway. I'm joking, it's not rigged, guys. It's not rigged. I'm just saying.
Allegedly, just say allegedly. You get away with it.
Yes, allegedly. He has the money to do it as well. So it's not, it wouldn't surprise me if it's actually confirmed.
Yeah, and if I could just chime in before we do, probably move on or speak on something else. The Manning Cup final was underwhelming, if I could say that. I said it when we found out that Kingston College and Georges were knocked out. We said no one was going to watch that. And I mean, we were right. Only Mona people were at the stadium. No one else cared to go. I mean, there were like 5 Heidel schoolgirls, and that was it. I mean, not even Dr. Small was at the game, and he's always at the sporting events. That's how bad it was. So yeah, I'm not going to dwell much on Mona. Look, Craig Butler came here 1 season, didn't do anything. 2nd season, won the league. It shows that there are no coaches in this country, because if a newcomer can come and just do that in 2 years, what the hell are you doing? Clarendon, they're a football team. They are probably the only team in schoolboy football out of the 78 that play football. And that is weird. That is very weird. I mean, the intricacy, the link-up play. I mean, look, the game, I have the stats here, if I could find it in time. Frank, it was an utter domination. Let me go. It was, yes, the Clarendon ended up winning 6-2. They had 23 shots to Glenmuir's 11. 11 shots on target to 5. And they had 65% possession. There was no other winner that was going to happen unless Joseph Marina was on the other side. There was no other way. It's outstanding, man. And the Oliver Shield final, it's going to be fantastic. Mona, it's going to be Joseph versus Pep, basically. Lenny Hyde versus Craig Butler. It's going to be brilliant.
Yeah. And the thing is, I really enjoyed it because people tend to not really follow up on schoolboy football because every year it's the same set of winners. Well, now, as you said, a newcomers come in, they chimed up. Clarendon College, after this season, showed that they can lose. They do lose finals from time to time. It will be very, very, very interesting to see this match. What do you guys predict will happen in that game? Like
I expect
scoreline.
the same domination. I expect the exact same domination, and I expect Clarendon to absolutely murder Mona High.
I have to back the honorable Craig Butler. You know, he has proved himself, and I think he'll prove himself again. Yeah.
Okay, I personally think that this match will go down to the wire. It won't be a straightforward 1-0 or 2-0 victory. I think it will go down to the penalty shootouts. And I back Clarendon College in a penalty shootout, you know. Countryman, they meet them here and banana, them foot strong. Kick the ball, stop it. You're not saving it. Yeah, I'm back in Clarendon College in that final. So Andrew, you're on Team Mona. Of course, you would be in a town boy. Yeah,
Wow, that's not discriminatory at all.
it's not discriminatory. It's not discriminatory because all of us are from the town area, right?
Fair enough.
No, but for real though, I expect it to go down to the wire. I can't see a clear cut
Never mind.
domination.
Mm,
You know,
yeah.
but yeah, that's that for me.
All right. So right after that, we're gonna take a quick break, probably about 15 minutes, and then we're gonna get back to you guys. Yeah. So thank you, and just wait for like 15, 20 minutes and stuff. Yeah. All right, and thank you for staying with us. I just checked the comments. We have a comment saying that from Spencer himself, the man that everybody wants to hear from. He's stating that we should just enjoy the sport and just embrace the Ten Hag era, you know. And I have to agree with that, you know. I'm kind of, yeah, it's a brilliant opinion, and I agree wholeheartedly. What do you guys think? You think he hit the nail right on the head right there?
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, Spencer's always been good as a carpenter, you know. The hammer's never missed.
Okay. Yeah. Comparing Spencer to Jesus is quite an analogy. All right.
What?
Okay.
Wow, man.
All right. So next we're gonna have
Wait, Gabriel Jesus?
Yeah, who? Jesus.
Gabriel?
That's not. Anyways, yeah. So we're gonna move right into the amazing section, Savage Slaughterhouse. You can Savage Slaughterhouse. Yeah.
Savage Slaughterhouse.
Yeah.
Yes, guys. So welcome again to the GZ Sports Transfer Roundup, aka the Savage Slaughterhouse, the boy. Where the Savage accompanied by the man, the myth, the legend, Jackson Bryan, and the perpetual lover boy himself, Brian Rice. Guys, how y'all doing today?
We're going to we're going to take interest from you. You're just going to start talking at this point.
No, you can't do that. You literally cannot. It's in my contract.
Okay. Right. I didn't know they were drinking. My lover boy. Let's move on.
All right. So the first two topics today correlate, right? So I'm just going to talk about the first topic, and then once I do, we can go straight into the second. So over this weekend, Bayern Munich had a absolute catastrophe in the Bundesliga versus Eintracht Frankfurt, getting absolutely demolished 5-1. In the process, Bayern looked without tactics. They looked sloppy all over the pitch. Their defending was highly questionable at times. I want to know, what do you think caused this? Because typically, right, Bayern typically walks over teams. Is it that the Bundesliga is becoming somewhat more competitive, where this type of result will not be so uncommon in the future? Because let me tell you, I was watching that game, right? And I saw 1-0 and I still expected them to win. And then I saw two and then I saw three. Bayern scored one and I'm like, yep, the comeback's going to happen. Halftime, thinking Bayern would turn the game around and they just slumped. They literally slumped. So my question to you guys is, what do you think caused this from this super Bayern team?
Well, if I go first, I would like to say I don't watch a lot of German football, but I do know that German football is very end-to-end, fast-paced, and physical. So I know that it really and truly, there's a lot of goals in the games, and if Bayern loses to Frankfurt, I don't know where Frankfurt is in the table, but it can happen. I just hope they don't sack the manager because I know they don't like losing any at all. But well, it's good to
True.
see that it's
It's
not completely farming going on over there. It's some actual football and some tactics, and not just crops and stuff. So that's my take on it.
Okay,
yeah,
Jackson.
yeah. I mean, it's probably just a bump in the road. Right now it looks like Leverkusen are going to win the title, but we know Bayern. They could be 12 points behind on the final day, they'll still win. That's just how Bayern is. And as Fry said, they would just sack people. I mean, they won the league and they sacked the director of football because it wasn't by a well enough margin or something. I can't with Bayern. The Bavarians are weird. But it's probably just a bump in the road. We'll see Bayern come back in January after the winter break and win about 15 straight, and then everyone will just forget about what happened in the start of the season, and it will just be normal Bundesliga again. They might lose a game here and there, but you know, or maybe it's the Hurricane curse. Maybe they've already got knocked out of the Dutch. You know,
Not the Hurricane curse.
maybe in the Bundesliga, not the Bundesliga, maybe in the Champions League, they get drawn against a very tough opponent and go out, and then they lose the Bundesliga their first time in 13 years. You don't know. Kane's gone there. You can never take Tottenham out of a man. We don't know what's happening in Bayern.
Oh,
It's
that's
very true.
interesting. Yeah, interesting that you bring up the Tottenham curse. I forgot about it completely, but it's probably following him to Germany. Yeah. Wait, before I continue, Savage, we have a very interesting comment. Spencer is saying he wants to join and get his opinion heard. He's tired of us slandering him and just reading his comments and just attacking him all the time. So I don't know if we're going to let him in and get his opinion out. But the
We'll
executive
see.
producer,
We'll see.
yeah, the
We'll see.
executive producer will do some checks and then he'll get back to you try to get it running. Yes, Savage, you can continue now. You were talking about Byron and the struggles are over there.
Okay. So now moving on to the second part of the question, right? On a genuine note, we know the Champions League is coming up. I think it's the next match. Do you think that this loss that Bayern faced the other day, typically, as a manager at that club, you guys have rightfully said you do not have a chance to freak up twice in a row. You jump once, you better hope you clear it. You don't get a second chance. Do you think that this means that the team that we will face versus the Bavarians, do you think that they will come as if this is a match that they need? We already know they top the group and that they're going through comfortably. But do you think that they'll play this match against Manchester United, who need to win by about 2 or 3 goals, mind you? That do you think they will ease up? Do you think that this could spell disaster for the Reds? And if you do, then what's the scoreline of that game? Because it's going to be very interesting indeed.
All right, I'll go first. Echoing what Spencer said, I'm just trying to enjoy the football. I don't expect us to make it into the Champions League round of 16, if I'm being honest. We had a very easy group. We should have made it. We should have cruised, and we struggled. So I don't expect us to really pull it back, right? I just want to see Mexar score some more hat tricks and perform brilliantly. You know, Prime Zidane, Walmart, Jude Bellingham, Mexar. That's what I want to see, if I'm being honest. So that's my point. Yeah.
I get it.
And we're joined by the man himself, Spencer. All right.
What's up?
All
Mr.
right.
Spencer.
What's up, guys?
Yeah. The people been calling for you, man. People been
Weird.
calling.
I realize that.
Hello.
And I've been asking some of the guys to join in Jamali and etc. So
Yeah. Nice, nice. Yeah, yeah. You were saying, Jackson, about the football. Yeah.
Yeah. It doesn't matter if United or if Bayern do put out a weakened team, they could still beat Man United. I mean, if Bournemouth can do it, then anyone can, you know, and that's how lowly I rate Bournemouth. The Bavarians will put out a decent enough squad to not make it look like they're throwing the game. So Neuer will start. Kane will obviously start at Old Trafford, and it will. I'm just gonna say I will be here because it doesn't matter how bad it is. I'm still going to rep my team no matter what. I know there's like a 3% chance we'll go through, but I will be cheering for all 3% because there's always a chance, you know. Real Madrid were down, what was it, 4-3 in the 90th minute. Somehow won the game. What was it, 5-4, 6-4, something like that. So you know, there's always a chance with football.
Yeah. Comparing
Bro,
Madrid to Man U is crazy, but yeah, I agree. I agree.
fair enough, fair enough. All right. TS7, do you have any thoughts on this upcoming game? Do you think that there's any chance whatsoever of a miracle happening?
bro. Well, I believe in the coach season. I've been saying this for quite a while, but come on. Like there is a chance, but then we have to also hope that the Galatasaray game goes into a draw as well. So we'll have to depend on that game as well. But at one point, at this point, I'm just here to enjoy the sport. Like it's over, brothers. That's my view on it. It's just over. You know, the Man U support is going down.
It's never over. We'll die on that sword. It's never over.
Quickly, I just want to interject with some comments. We have some very interesting comments coming in. Some people I didn't know Spencer had so much fans in the comments. You know, McFarlane and Bundes beginning up. They're all their fans. I have also haters as well, calling you a waste man. I don't know if they know something unique about you. There's I'm just going through the comments. There's Brown. He's talking about Elanga or Beckham, which is I don't know what I don't know what that Elanga or Beckham. I want him to like explain himself because that is very interesting. Two players he brought up. Yeah, and there's people Mullin saying him it's over indeed. Joanna bigging up TS7 and Bond saying it's over for real. So thank you for the comments. Can't read everything because we never learn to read. But yeah,
Bro, it's over, bro. It's very over. 3-0 to Bournemouth at home. Come on, bro.
I mean,
Come on,
we've
bro.
suffered worse. We've suffered worse, to be fair.
Brentford
To
gave
be
us
completely honest.
6 when they just came into the league.
Like literally, like this is probably where the team really needs to step up. This is where the team really needs to step up on circumstances, because if we can at least beat them confidently, there is indeed a chance that we can go through to the Europa League. I know we don't want to be there, but at the very least, we can have some level of European football to play for the rest of the season. And another shot at a trophy. But let's just see. Let's just hope. Let's wait and see. And most importantly, let's believe that we can actually pull this off. And moving on to the final topic of today, we know about the Newcastle situation. We talked about it earlier. No need to get into the specifics. However, a certain man scored. And if we would rewind a couple to the start of the season, with the segment called Offside, where we spoke about the player Richarlison. Jackson, this was before Fry, this was before that era. So we're talking a good while ago. Right? So Jackson Bryan and myself has been quoted as saying that Richarlison will get no more than 4 goals this season. Currently, I believe he's on 3. Do you still stand by that sentiment? Because the man scored 2 goals today, and I'd never expected it. It's quite shocking, really. I don't know if the world is coming to an end or if I'm in a stimulus. But what do you guys make of this?
Bro, well,
Oh, okay.
Richard, I don't know where you're getting your quotes from, but I don't remember saying Richarlison won't score more than 4. I said if he's replacing Kane, he needs to score at least 24. I don't know about scoring 4. Richarlison might be, shit outside of a Brazil shirt, but so is Liam Bailey outside of a Aston Villa shirt. Richarlison, look, he's just come back from surgery. He scored 2 goals. The goals won't stop because I think the next game is I can't remember who Spurs are going to play next. That's shocking for me. But Spurs are going to have a good run. Remember, they don't have Europe. They don't have the Carabao Cup to worry about or anything. So they do have time to fix themselves.
I want to interject quickly, Jackson. I just read a comment. Jesus, I just read a comment that gave me an aneurysm. It says Sancho, a Man U best forward, is from Romaro Brown. I think he needs to lay off the medication he's taking. It's giving him some
Hold on.
intellectual disabilities. I just want to repeat it one more time. He said that Sancho is Man U best forward. I'm lost for words. I'm lost for words right now. When we have we have mixed us as Man U best forward, and I'm gonna say Sancho. But it's very interesting. Well, we have a lot of comments though. Can I read some more interesting comments that I see?
All right, can't do it. I was going to say that right now it's very debatable because we have a striker that has 0 Prem goals. We have Rashford being a complete stinker, playing a complete stinker for the past since Prem started. Rashford has been awful. We have Garnacho recently turning up. We have Martial, no words. There's nothing I can say for Martial. And I just find it completely disgusting that our forwards has to be depending on McTominay for scoring goals. That's crazy.
McSauce are the man.
Very
Big up
crazy.
McSauce. Anyway, big up McSauce. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yo, yeah, I agree. Everybody, all the front 3 is just not pulling them weight, and it really affecting where we are at the table. As I said, Rashford, Anthony, Sancho were not even up on the reserve. Yeah, so that's true. Anybody else have anything to say about Sancho being the best forward as well?
Sancho deserves to be lynched, and I'll leave it at that.
Whoa, that that allegedly in GTA, of course, in GT, not in real life, in GTA 6 when it come out, it
Oh yes, in GTA 6, of course.
We're not liable.
Yeah. I'll look through some comments. I can go and talk. Look through some comments and see if I find some other interesting stuff.
Wait, so currently speaking, right? News emerging from La Liga at the moment breaking. Well, not really. Well, yeah, breaking, I see. As Girona have beat Barcelona 4-2, which means that they have completed the win over the Catalans, which I think should ensure that they are either second or first in La Liga. What have you made of Girona's overall performances this year? Surely it's on par with Leicester 15-16. I'm not saying that they'll go all the way, but I'm saying that they're playing better football right now than United, than half of the Premier League in one of the most historically dominant leagues in the world. What do you guys think of Girona this season?
Isn't Girona just City's B team? Then isn't that how it goes? All the City loan players go to Girona, and then if they're good, they come back. If not, they just stay there forever. I mean, Girona is
Perhaps.
City's. Girona is City's B team, but this is it's extraordinary. It's extraordinary what they're doing. Could they win La Liga? Well, I'm never going to bet against Real Madrid. It's the best team in the world. But
No, it's not.
I mean, look, if you want to say Barca is better than Real Madrid, go right ahead. But Madrid never shipped 4 from Girona. But Barca did.
Madrid big that matter, we all know it.
Oh, Flores, shut up. You're just salty because you couldn't afford Bellingham, you broke shit.
No, we didn't want him.
Yeah.
Bellingham
But you
isn't
said you
half
want
of
Felix.
Gavi.
So
We
you
want
never
Felix.
want Bellingham, but you wanted Felix.
Yes, literally. Felix, any day I take Felix, right? We already have Pedri and Gavi, both who are better than Bellingham. Gundogan, seasoned veteran midfielder,
So,
captain City to a treble. I don't really see why we need Bellingham for
so
100
let me
million.
ask you.
We can't
Alright,
even
let me ask you a
afford
question.
plane tickets, bro.
So let me ask you a question. Why are you guys in fourth fighting for the title?
Don't watch the standings right now. We've been playing amazing football this season, and it's only by 5 points, mind you. It's only by 5 points,
Bro,
right?
you know what you sound like? You sound like those Tottenham fans in that 4-game lose streak. Well, at least we're entertaining. So you don't care about winning then, right? You just want to
No, we're
entertain.
going to win the.
You're a
No,
stripper.
we're going to win the league. Don't get it twisted. Barcelona are going to win the league, right? But it stems to reason that sometimes teams have a little bad, but they have their good days and bad days, right? Today was just a good day for Girona. Girona got about 2 of their goals due to massive defensive errors. Back passes not being completed, passes being intercepted in the defensive third, which has allowed for them to score goals. That's on us. And it's credit to Girona for finishing those chances. However, every team has those bad days, right? And I'm not really going to be at Gavi's throat. I'm Xavi, sorry. I'm not going to be at Xavi's throat for it. And I'm not, criticism where criticism is due to the players that did shit those goals. But it's just an experience that we have to learn from and build upon.
Savage, let me just interject real quick. The fans, them, a call for you to turn on the camera and see them just a say, oh, the more you turn on the camera, your fans. I think it's Ramaya Brown. And they're also saying we're not reading the comments, which is kind of interesting. So I'm gonna read a few, and then you can get back to. All right, so
Wait,
yeah.
Romario said Gundogan asked still. All right. Gundogan.
Yeah, go ahead.
Gundogan is a Barca fan back too. He's a Barca fan.
I wouldn't say Gundogan is asked. I'm just going to say that Gundogan doesn't fit the intricate system and style of play of Barcelona. Despite it being developed by Pep Guardiola, he has been on the wavelength of some of these City players for time now, right? It's going to take some getting adjusted to. I firmly believe that Frankie should be up there, but Frankie hasn't really been it this season thus far, right? So yeah, Gundogan right there, right? Just a bad day overall in the office.
Yeah. Them are fling tomatoes. You get me? So I don't know if it directed at me. But I would suggest that
probably directed at oranges too.
No, I think it directed at Spencer because I'm called for him. I'm not reading comments. Them are in fans, so it definitely directed at Spencer. So
Spencer,
yeah. Spencer for a joke. I'll read a little bit more. Yeah, them say Gundogan was piss poor for this game, but had many chances to win, which is from Brandon,
Yes.
which is that's true.
Yes,
That's true.
true.
Mullins, I say yo, which is yo, wow, go on, big up yourself, Mullins. Yeah, so we're done. Hopefully we're not get no more tomato, because I take it as disrespect, and 'Cause, children in Africa could have eat the tomato them, so they don't know. They would take it and throw it at me. Yeah. Yeah, that's all I have to say. I don't know if we go from here still. What would that about, Barca?
Yeah,
Barca
yeah,
and
yeah.
they're the fourth best team in La Liga.
Yeah. Well,
Wait. So Romari had said, what you mean Frankie up there this season? Frankie, comparatively to what Frankie can do and what he has done in the past, this has not been Frankie's best season. It would come like Messi's first season in Paris, right? By no means a horrific season, but comparatively to what you're used to them doing now, used to what they're pushing out, this is not the Frankie de Jong that I am used to seeing. I don't know if it's the Dutch blood finally catch up in his veins where you can't really play football anymore, but
Yeah,
the only relevant Dutch players is Ruud Gullit, and I'll leave it at that.
So I tell
Oh, slow down.
Gullit, Van Basten as well. Van Basten gets all the props as well, right?
So one to Van de Beek.
Van de Beek was good, and then he came to United, and then since that shell of his former self. So Van de Beek is not up there at all.
Yeah, Romar Brown say a cokehead. I think him talking to me. Maybe I mean.
No, I saw.
All right. Yeah.
Van Nistelrooy and Van Persie, good players, but you're not going to put them in the best or the greatest of all times category. You can make that claim for Gullit in the midfield as being one of the greatest midfielders of all time, right? You're not going to go in an argument and say, Cruyff, of course, I forgot Cruyff. Cruyff is top 3 European players of all time, right? But yeah, so as far as Van Nistelrooy, Van Persie, they are world class. Do not get me wrong; they are legends. They are world class, but they are not in the conversation for some of the greatest of all times, and that's the metric that I'm going off here, right? Cruyff is certainly there. Gullit is there in his positions. Even Van der Sar is up there in his position for goalkeeping, right? Although most of it probably is either Casillas or Neuer or one of them Monday. You see me?
Wait,
but
you put Van der Sar in top 3 for goalkeeping?
No. He's not the best all time, don't get me wrong. But he's one of the names that you might hear. When you're talking about the greatest forwards all time, you're going to talk about Cristiano Ronaldo. You're going to talk about Alfredo Di Stefano. You're going to talk about Leo Messi, Luis Suarez. Them. You're not necessarily going to go to Van Nistelrooy. You can even make a claim for Van Persie, but you're not necessarily just going to run right to Van Nistelrooy. You get me? So, yeah, you can understand my argument in that regard.
Wait, so you prefer make a claim for Van Persie but not Van Nistelrooy?
No, I'm not saying that Van Nistelrooy wasn't a great player. Don't get me wrong, but I just think that train of thought. I don't think that Van Nistelrooy is a bad player, but I believe that Van Persie has been more clinical in a sense, right? He's done it with Arsenal, he's done it with Manchester United, and that's just what I'm basing that on.
But Van Nistelrooy has done it with Manchester United and Real Madrid.
Real Madrid is irrelevant. We don't talk about them. Everything that Madrid win is rigged. Remember, a wise man said it.
The same guy who said Barca paid the refs 18 million.
But the Negreira case was 7 million, and it's a common practice in Spain, so it's fine.
Oh, common practice. Okay. Thank you for noting me.
And I think Van Nistelrooy has like one of the highest like goal ratios when it comes down to in the box. So you can argue that he's a better finisher. Where Van Persie, you can argue that Van Persie has achieved higher peaks in season, but consistency, Van Nistelrooy.
Yeah, Van Nistelrooy all the records Ronaldo wanted to break.
And that's all valid points. That is very, very valid points. I'm just saying based on my personal whole in your preferences, I'm just saying Van Persie, right? I acknowledge Van Nistelrooy is a big legend for my club. Same with Van Persie. So our next question now, though, and they say specifically to TS7, is Jude Bellingham a top-in merchant? Absolutely, yes, he is. No question.
Big up Jude, the Englishman, best in the world.
Bellingham, biggest top-in merchant. I love the way y'all play the
Was
diamond
me
formation to make him look like a midfielder when he's actually a striker, but it's okay.
let me yeah, call me. So you can hear me, right? The
Yeah.
one of the goals that he scored, right? Was it attacking against Barca?
Lucky. That was no. Let's be real here. I don't think he can do that again. I know sometimes players just need that little bit of luck, but if he can do that something like that again this season, then honestly, I'll give him all my props. But it's just that's just the only brilliant goal I've seen him score. Every other goal is a little touch in the box, finish. Cross the face, a goal, poke your foot out, it's in. And that's a quality
Hey,
of a good player, don't get me wrong.
So
hey,
I know
as long as
you don't
it's
see him as a midfielder, but he is a midfielder, and it's down to his movement that gets him into those positions. Regardless
Nah,
of
man, let's be honest.
there's no striker, so
Half
as a
of the match
attacking
is on their
midfielder,
back.
he does have to vacate the space in between the wingers. So he does get into those positions a lot because I mean you have to double Vinicius, you double Rodrigo or whoever's up front, whether it's Brahim or if they even play Hosselu. He's still gonna make those runs and be in there, just like what he did at Dortmund.
Bro, let's be real here. Let's be real here. Yeah, no, at Dortmund, that's good. That's fine and good. But then people have the gall to say he's a midfielder. He's not a centre mid like how Modric them play. He's certainly not a centre mid like how Toni Kroos or Freddie Valverde play. He's literally camping the edge or in the box 95% of the times. And I've been watching the matches. Don't get me wrong. It's not like I'm just talking just from rivalry with Real Madrid. I've been watching the matches. He's like a shadow striker, a second striker, in fact. Right? I know because with that formation, right, with the diamond formation, right? On the face of it, it looks like Rodrigo and Vinicius are strikers. That's not the case. His entire fabric is to push them out wide, and then Bellingham will advance into that position. Henceforth, the midfielder argument is not relevant, in my opinion, in that case. And that's just how they've been playing almost all season, right? You're playing in the position of a centre forward at that point. And that's just brutal facts. Movement or not, you're playing in the position of a centre forward 95% of the time in games.
Is that not just what Bruno Fernandes and McTominay do every day? Just camp on the box and hope for something.
But they don't.
Or shadow strikers.
bro. I wish that's what Rasmus was doing for Man U. He would be having goals right now.
Literally, that's what I wished as well. But Bellingham is doing it for Madrid and it's working, right? So Bellingham is not a centre, in my opinion. Bellingham should be a centre forward. He should at the very least be considered a centre forward, and that's just me being nice.
Interesting. Fair point.
Mullings is calling Rasmus Asmus. Yeah, him say Asmus stink. Yeah, that's why I highlight that. Made me laugh, so I highlighted. Yeah, it's funny. Yeah.
United needs a serious revamp, man. United needs a systematic cleaning, like a systematic cleaning, not only from the staff. I just don't want to see the manager gone, right? But we need new players that can learn what it feels that can learn how to play for Manchester United. Because at this point, these players have no passion, no vision, no aggression, no energy, right? The last player, incidentally, that we saw with the Manchester United spirit of sorts was Cristiano Ronaldo. So I'll just say that he had passion. Although he went against the manager, he had the passion. And we need that winning mentality in the team right now. If we are to even have a chance of finishing top four, we need that winning mentality. That's all I'm just going to say. That's all I'm going to say.
Andy,
Yeah.
all right, you want money to finish top four?
Say that again?
You want money to finish top four, or do you see money finishing top four?
I want us to finish top four. It's very sticky right now, especially with the fact that Aston Villa have been on top form, right? We know the case of Liverpool. I can't remember the last time I've seen Liverpool lose again, and we play them next. Hopefully, we can win. City, the last 10 games of the season, we know it's Pep prime time. Pep's going to win all of those games. I don't care if he's playing against Real Madrid 10 times. In 10 games, he's going to win all of them. That's just his season. And then it's always up in arms between Newcastle, us, and Tottenham, who's had a really good season to fair. I think that barring any more unfortunate circumstances and major events, that we can actually finish top four. But right now, it's looking very iffy for me.
Yeah, so Spence, this is going to be our last question to you, and then we'll end the show because we've been going on for like an hour now. But what do you think about Manu getting to top four and also about Asmus, as Mullins call him? What do you think about him?
Money top four hopes?
Yeah.
Yes, correct.
All right, cool, cool. Not happening again. Cool.
Okay.
Bro, it's looking very, very thin right now, honestly. And with Rasmus, I have hopes in Rasmus, but
Mm.
I don't have anything for Manu forwards, to be honest.
All right. So we're gonna end the show right there. Thank you for tuning in. All the Spencer fans, thank you for tuning in as well. Yeah. This is GZ Sports. I'm your host Fry, and we have Savage, Jackson, and also our guest Spence. And you can follow the Twitter as you see here, right? And that's it. Thank you for watching, and we're out.
All right, yeah.
Mm.